Imagine the world as a vast chessboard, every move carefully calculated, every alliance strategic, every war a test of power. But unlike chess, the board never resets. Every move leaves a mark on history. From the Cold War to the rise of China, from the European Union's diplomacy to India's growing influence, the struggle for dominance never ends. It simply evolves. This is the story of great power politics, where nations don't just compete for land or resources, they compete for influence, respect, and control over the world's future. Welcome back to the Learning Studio. You're watching our political science series, and today's episode dives into one of the most exciting areas of international relations, great power politics. We'll explore how countries like the United States, China, Russia, the European Union, and India shape the modern world order through diplomacy, economy, and military power. And in our next episode, we'll move into the geopolitics of energy and resources, understanding how oil, gas, and rare earth minerals fuel both cooperation and conflict. What is great power politics? In simple terms, great power politics refers to the behavior and rivalry among the world's most powerful states, those with the capacity to influence global events and enforce their will beyond their borders. These powers compete not only in military strength, but in economic dominance, technology, ideology, and global influence. Let's take a quick look at today's major players. The United States, still the world's leading superpower, with unmatched military reach, cultural influence, and technological innovation. But its dominance is now being challenged. China, the rising challenger. Through its Belt and Road Initiative and rapid military modernization, China aims to reshape global trade and power balances. Russia, a military heavyweight seeking to reassert influence through energy diplomacy and regional interventions, as seen in Ukraine and beyond. The European Union, a unique power built on cooperation, soft power, and diplomacy, rather than raw military might. India, the emerging global player. With a young population, strong democracy, and growing economy, India stands at the crossroads of East and West. The global balance of power. Throughout history, balance of power theory has explained how nations prevent any one state from becoming too dominant. During the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union maintained global equilibrium through nuclear deterrence. In today's multipolar world, power is distributed more widely, making international politics far more complex and unpredictable. New dimensions of power. Great power politics today isn't just about tanks and missiles. It's about economic competition, trade wars, sanctions, and technology races. Cyberpower, battles fought with code instead of soldiers. Information warfare, where influence and propaganda shape global narratives. Shifting alliances. No alliance is permanent in global politics. The US partners with India to counter China. Russia and China coordinate against Western influence. The EU balances between American security and Asian markets. The chessboard is always changing. Great power politics reminds us that peace is never automatic. It's managed, negotiated, and sometimes fragile. In this interconnected age, global stability depends on how wisely these powers handle rivalry, whether through diplomacy or deterrence. Because in the end, when great powers move, the whole world feels the tremors. And that's today's lecture on great power politics, the grand game shaping our world's destiny. In our next episode, we'll explore the geopolitics of energy and resources, discovering how oil, gas, and clean energy transitions drive modern conflicts and cooperation. This is the Learning Studio, where learning never stops. See you in the next class.